The most immediate threat from AI, sophisticated spear phishing.
Providing to the entire upper echelon community.
Another
All right,
phishing
without beating around the bush,
scheme.
I spend a great deal of time on this channel talking about the dangers of artificial intelligence. I've
Yeah.
talked about degradation of trust, job losses, copyright issues, even the general premise of misinformation, as much as that word itself is often misused. My opinion is that building something which requires more of itself to try and prevent societal damage is an very obvious downward spiral. But for today's
Mm-hmm.
video, I want to provide actual concrete numbers because a lot of people are disinclined to simply take my word for it, given the sort of novel situation that we're in.
Well, I mean, people could just easily just look it up, but not a lot of people like to do that for some reason.
Where no one legitimately knows for a fact what's really going to happen. Sure, we all have guesses, but it's very
Yeah.
difficult to win people over with a philosophical perspective right now. So today I want to focus on the more tangible side of things with raw numbers demonstrating
Yeah, I
just how
mean,
far and how fast.
I don't really do the whole philosophical approach because it's like it's better just to show examples. 'Cause not too many people like to do the whole philosophical thing because they're fucking too dentage.
The danger curve is now accelerating. I'll start with this because I think it's relatable and also serves the purpose of
I mean,
establishing
and to be
foundation.
fair, there is a lot of layers to these things, so it's hard to. Some people don't understand some of the like how many fucking how much shit is actually in some of these things.
YouTubers, myself included, are very often targeted by something called
But
stream jacking.
that's
It's a well known issue. It's been
neither
going
here
on
nor
for like
there.
6 or 7 or
I
eight
mean, then
years at
again,
this
I
point,
don't know
and
how
it's
many of
affected a
these people
multitude
are
of
in these
extremely
types
large and
of
popular channels,
businesses
like
or
Linus Tech
industry, so
Tips
it's hard
as
to
one
tell.
example. But having covered that subject in depth many times before, the important aspect I want to focus on for today is how it starts. Stream jacking is a pretty straightforward process. First, an
Yes.
attacker identifies their target. After
Yeah.
they've picked a channel to attack, they make some sort of fake sponsor email, typically, and send over a malware package to the YouTuber's email inbox.
Oh yeah. So yeah, do not. So when you get any of the, yeah, do not click any of these links that you get in your fucking shit. Do not, do not, do
After that, if the
not.
person mistakenly clicks on the infected payload,
Yeah,
they take
yeah,
over the
be
channel by
very
copying the target's
careful.
browser instance, including all of their cookies, which bypasses various different login security measures like two factor authentication. And then they strip the channel down, delete everything, and turn it into some sort of crypto scam live
Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
It happens a lot, by the way, but the thing that I want to focus on is how it starts. The process of picking a target and then crafting a personalized email that the target might actually interact with or click on or download something is called spear phishing. And if my goal is to raise awareness about the disproportionate risks involved with current generation AI programs, spear phishing is probably the perfect place to start. Bit of a tangent here. A lot of people that watch this channel, at least according to YouTube analytics, are roughly 25 to 45 years old. My audience appears to have aged with me over the years since I transitioned out of video games. And that means a decent number of people watching right now have probably had some sort of interaction with spearfishing at some point in their adult
Oh yeah,
lives.
I'm
For
pretty sure
me, I learned that
everyone
lesson from
has.
old school RuneScape, of all places, because I was targeted by a scammer pretending to be the leader of a merchant clan after I amassed a large amount of wealth in the game and was basically expressing interest in becoming a merchant of some sort. And after I followed a link that he sent me, which supposedly led to the Jagex forums, spoiler, it didn't, it was a
It
custom
didn't.
made
Yeah.
imposter website,
Yeah.
I entered all of my credentials and had everything in my entire RuneScape account stolen. Looking back afterwards, it's actually kind of a perfect way for me to have learned that lesson because there was no actual financial damage to me, but the psychological impact made me extremely careful going forward. You best believe I will never enter login credentials ever again without double or triple or quadruple checking whatever website I'm visiting. But the
Yeah.
point is, the
You do
tactic
have
of
to be
spear
careful.
phishing is a cornerstone of nearly every single cyber attack that ever happens. Just to reinforce that point, according to CISA, which is America's cyber defense agency, quote, more than 90% of successful cyber attacks start with a phishing email, end
Yep.
quote. Which means that 9 out of
Or
10 times
or
any cyber attack
or they take one of your friends' accounts and they use it against you. Yeah.
ever takes place, the origin of that attack traces back to a phishing scheme. Most prominently, some sort of spear phishing effort in high profile cases, which is the much more personalized and target driven version of the attack. Well,
Mm-hmm.
understanding how integral the concept of spear phishing really is to the world of cybersecurity, I want to highlight a mid year report from Next, which is an AI based email security firm that came out in 2024. There's a bunch here focusing on the impacts of generative AI when it comes to email or SMS security, But the part that matters goes like this, quote, "This half-year report urgently underscores the evolving landscape since the last State of Phishing report, with certain trends escalating at an alarming rate. In the past 6 months, SlashNext Threat Labs witnessed a staggering 341% surge in malicious emails, catapulting the 12-month increase to a daunting 856%. Since the advent of ChatGPT in late
Probably
2022,
increase.
the number of malicious emails has skyrocketed by
Well, yeah, because a lot of
4,151%.
because they can just
End
use
quote.
the bot to
That
just
is massive.
push out
Since the
more and
launch
more.
of ChatGPT, at least according to this security firm's findings, the number of malicious emails in general has gone up by over 4,000%,
Well, yeah.
which is a 40x multiple in just the past 2 years.
Because think about it, if
Hopefully
they're
everyone can
using
start to
other
see the problem here,
right? If
but
they're using
before anyone
bot
settles into some sort of
networks,
conclusion
right?
from that,
They're
it
just
gets quite a
using
bit
the
worse
chat
from there,
GPT,
which
the
I'll talk
bot
about
network,
after this
all
one.
this shit.
The internet, broadly speaking, is rapidly filling up with echo chambers.
Yeah.
Some are big, some are small, but the gist of it is that people are more and more surrounded by
It is
like-minded
kind of
opinions
strange
with
what's
zero
going
effort
on.
to break free from that, because being
Right,
surrounded by mindless
there are
agreement.
tons of people now coming into chats and talking about conspiracy theories, and it's just like, what are we doing? Oh, fucking, you're halfway around the world and you're talking about conspiracy theories of another country.
Is
It's like, what?
That's
Why don't
where
you
today's
worry
news
about your own
sponsor comes
fucking
into play,
country?
Ground News. But I also think that the value of this service is worth explaining in more detail. Ground News is a media aggregate service which notably attempts to cut through bias and provide as much informs have tight spectrum rated from the site as with the link /Echelon. Monumental increase in the overall spear phishing market ever since the advent of ChatGPT. We need to now look at this report published on Less Wrong, which is a human subject study about whether or not large language models can successfully themselves spearfish people. Using AI agents from a couple of different models, the researchers set up a framework of groups and tested the efficacy of purely AI-driven spearphishing campaigns versus the efforts of a human expert. And this is what they found. According to these results, fully automated AI spearphishing campaigns, which in this case means a customized approach uniquely targeted to each potential individual victim based on their online profile, fully automated campaigns had an identical click rate compared to the spearphishing emails crafted by a human expert, which means that generative AI models are currently now capable of running entirely automated spearphishing campaigns 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at the same level as a human expert. Just in case the gravity of that doesn't really hit.
What was it called? What was I'm trying to there's there's some websites I can tell you what the fuck is exactly going on sometimes, and it's like, oh shit. This is the issue. This is your fucking issue. Tons and tons of fucking bots. Just fucking wreaking havoc all across the world. This is your issue right here. This is why engineers hate this shit. It's because so many people are fucking dickheads and using bots to fuck shit up all over the fucking world. It's so fucking annoying.
At home as of just yet. If you then break it down by estimated cost,
bunch
AI-driven
of
phishing
fucking
emails will take a speculated 1/30th the amount of time to compose,
goddamn criminals,
nearly instantly speaking, and generate
all these
50
people should be
times as
fucking
much profit
hung.
for the attackers, which is a pretty much
fucking makes
indescribable
everyone's
shift in
job
campaigns,
fucking harder.
which is why they've already seen a 4,000% increase in the number of malicious emails since ChatGPT came out.
Literally, all I have to do is bring this shit up to people, and it's like, this is your fucking issue right now. Because everyone's, well, not everyone, but there's a good portion of people who fucking want this to happen all the fucking damn time. Literally. You caused this! You fuckwits. Oh my god, fucking people. And these are running 24/7, by the way. Thanks, assholes. Not only that, but they're using fucking VPNs. They're using remote desktop shit. It's like, right? They're using all sorts of shit, right? Virtual machines, you name it. It gets real fucking annoying trying to figure out where all these fucking shitheads are so you can fucking cut their throats. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is fucking annoying having to deal with all these fucking criminals.
Site. One of the current barriers in place, just to switch gears now for a
This is
minute,
why I hate the
when it
online space. It literally created so many fucking black market bullshit.
comes to a successful spear
So
phishing
fucking
campaign,
annoying.
as small as that barrier even truly is, would be time. In order for a criminal to increase their chances of infiltrating your system, they need you to read the email and potentially trust it, which
Yeah,
requires
read
more
the
than just
email,
a
trust it, and then
copy-pasted
click
scam
on the
with
link.
terrible grammar. Everybody knows the Nigerian prince type
Yeah,
emails,
the
or
Nigerian
excuse
prince,
me, sir, or madam,
Prince
you have $1
Edward,
million inheritance
your
to
fridge is
claim type of shit.
running, stuff like that.
Everybody gets those, mostly to their spam folder, right? But the only thing separating all of those emails
or
that fill up your spam folder
the
from
classic
what they are now
IRS one,
compared to a 50-50
right?
custom crafted, semi-believable and extremely dangerous attack vector that could work is time and research. Well, automating the process of email phishing with an AI
Yeah,
that can
email
scrape social
yeah,
media
you gotta
and
be
conduct its
careful
own
with the emails
research on
too.
individual targets turns your entire spam folder into a gauntlet of potentially believable business opportunities or social connections, which completely reverses the time constraint paradigm, now forcing you to spend time sorting through what can and can't be trusted
Yeah.
instead of forcing the attacker to spend the time crafting it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, at least generally speaking for an average person, the onus is on the attacker to spend their time and effort finding victims. But if the trend continues, the onus will flip, landing on the average person, requiring that they stop themselves from becoming a victim.
Yeah.
That may seem like a very similar thing, I get it, but it's not. Rather than a small number of attackers spending their limited amounts of time crafting emails with the highest potential yield, targeting large companies or influencers or celebrities or whatever,
or old
anyone with
people,
access
right?
to a
Anyone
cheap
who's
AI
vulnerable.
subscription and a few agent credits can send out hundreds, more like thousands or tens of thousands of emails with a comparable success rate to what they would achieve if they were not only to snap their fingers and become a social engineering expert overnight, but also spend weeks of their time researching and writing those emails.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of secondary impacts to all this as well that most people might not ever really think about. Consider this. Because of the way that AI operates online, the common societal norm of having multiple public social media profiles would actually be extremely helpful in the production of these phishing emails.
Well, I mean, let's take what about view botting, right? With these certain sites, right? That's essentially what those bots are doing. Right? It's inflating shit, right? It's faking shit, right? It's to scam people.
If your entire career and social life,
right? It's
and
to live a
vacations,
lie,
family events,
literally.
everything, etc., is all public online, an AI which is given access to your name alone can realistically make something very easily that's custom crafted to you.
Yeah.
A skilled human could do it too, by the way, and they are doing it. But the AI can do it in seconds as opposed to hours or days, with the same success rate as an expert, which is where the danger comes from.
Yeah.
Social engineering has always been scary, as well as difficult to fight back
Yeah,
against.
and you keep fucking loading these AIs with the human
not to mention
element.
the
well,
framework of carelessly
you're gonna
public
get
online
something you're
existence
not
only
gonna
serves to make
fucking
it
like.
easier and easier. But now imagine that social engineering,
You're gonna get
because
fucking
that's what we're really
Skynet.
talking about here with the production of sophisticated phishing
Literally.
emails. That's the process.
I mean
now
that's
imagine that
the
malicious
right. That's the
social
dangerous
engineering
path.
is
If it
instant,
ever gets to that.
effectively free,
Hopefully it
and
doesn't,
available
but
to
you
everyone,
never
thus
know.
eliminating any barrier of entry that would previously have served as a warning sign. It's an extremely
Just how
rudimentary
humans can
example here, but
fucking
think about
break
how many emails
50-50.
get ruled out, right? That you just toss away into the trash bin or just
that
never
robot
consider,
might fucking
throw
go
them out
crazy
because
at
of
one
bad
point.
grammar. It's not a small number, and that's also an extremely easy thing to fix, but the laziness of your average email phisher puts them in a position where quantity over quality is much more profitable. Picture two sliders right now, quality and then quantity, where if one goes up, the other one necessarily goes down.
Yep.
That's how it used to be. But now, in the
Now you
modern day
can,
and age, AI
yeah,
systems like the ones that we're
that takes
discussing in
that, yeah,
today's
it takes
research
the
paper
way.
completely
You can
remove the
now be
quality
more
slider. Instead
brutal.
of one going up and the other one going down,
Yeah,
there's just one slider now.
yeah.
You have consistent high quality with as
Hmm.
much quantity as you would like, which, when I really sit down and think about it, feels like the most immediate and
Yeah,
pressing
it'll be
issue
more
with
brutal.
generative AI that average people are probably facing.
Because it's that
That
much
kind of
quicker.
development, by the way, increases the cost of risk associated with current online user behavior. It
Hmm.
doesn't increase the cost from an immediate financial perspective, although it could,
It
because if you
could,
get
yeah.
phished and lose all your life savings or your income.
Well, I mean, what do we do with viewer botting inflations and stuff, and then people getting fucking promotions that way, and then they, for whatever reason, the companies don't see that. Yeah, these people have been inflating their numbers and not really not really having the numbers that they should have.
Stream, it absolutely has a financial impact. But the more
And that's
common effect
why I
would be
think some
increasing the
companies
general
have
cost
noticed
associated
and are
with
like
having
trying to
tons of
like
social
make
media
right
activity
vet
or
people
public activity of any
constantly,
kind.
because
Because
yeah, you
all
do
of
have
that
some shady
activity
people in
makes
the
it
space.
infinitely easier to target you for AI programs that are now on par with a human expert when it comes to malicious social engineering. Bear in
Yeah.
mind, it's not the kind of cost that people can easily understand. I tried to explain this recently in person about how the dangers of AI are integrated down to our very lifestyle. But hopefully, a scripted video does it a lot better, because when I talk about how AI is dangerous, I'm talking about things like this. I'm talking about how the sophistication and profitability of spear phishing, which is already the basis for
Well, I mean,
90% of all cyber attacks, is
yeah,
going parabolic,
like these
with multi
criminals
thousand
who
percent
know
increases
what they're
in just a
doing,
couple
they're
years.
going to
To
be
be fair,
testing a
people
lot of
are
shit.
becoming increasingly aware of all this. It's not like I'm the only person recognizing
Yeah.
impending threats, not in the slightest. But there also seems to be a general lag time
I
between the
mean,
population consensus about.
I would assume that people who are in the right intelligence community know about some of this shit already. Just because the AI, like anyone who knows about right the tech sphere and how fucking programming coding works and right how AI kind of is, yeah, it's gonna get out of hand
Danger and the
sometimes.
widespread impacts of that danger, because too many people outright ignored it or refused to
Yeah.
listen. It feels like AI in general is pretty heavily
And then you
surrounded
got
right now by the
right,
type of
and
people that are
sometimes some of
choosing
those
to
new
ignore the
people entering
problems
into the
or
space,
justifying to
they're not
everyone
good
possible
people.
how the problems
Sometimes
don't
they're
actually
entering
matter,
into the
because
space to do
more
some
of the
shady
AI will
shit.
fix it all. But from my perspective, one of the most integral barriers to
Yeah.
widespread user harm is getting torn down faster than anything or anyone is able to rebuild it right now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you can call me a doomer, but I also have
No,
a
it's
bit of a
true.
unique
No,
perspective here.
it's not. It's not doom posting. Literally, I can literally show you. It's real fucking bad. The fucking bot is like this is no joke. Like there's so many of these fucking things happening all over the fucking world. Not only that, but it's probably targeting each and every one of these countries constantly, 24/7, right? It's like you're fucked, dude. Not a lot of people can. We don't have that many engineers to take down a lot of these fucking bot networks because there's just so many of them fucking running, right? And they're so hard to pinpoint them because it's all over the fucking place. You don't know if they're using a remote desktop. You don't know if they put it in if they're using someone else's hardware or computer that they infected. Right? It's real fucking bad. Oh man, it gets out of fucking hand, dude. Like even the specialists can't even deal with the sheer volume this shit is. Because every day, just new stuff keeps getting added onto it too. Not only are we taking it down, taking some of it down, but they're adding more stuff constantly, right? So it's like, oh, it's basically a never-ending battle. Yeah.
Here as a sort of canary in the coal mine on this, because I am a YouTuber who receives a pretty massive number of emails from the public on a daily basis. The rise of
Oh no,
sophisticated
I don't want
phishing, I
fucking
can
emails,
personally
dude.
attest to this,
I'm fucking
is
annoyed by
happening.
it.
And I think it's a good warning to have out there
I mean, I'll
because no one
eventually
really
put up my
suffers by
email.
being just a little bit more careful with their inbox.
I
On the
mean,
contrary, it can drastically
literally,
help
people
someone
can
by
ask me
avoiding
for it, and I
serious
can give it
issues.
to them, but they
But
don't
people
ask
that
it.
don't increase their skepticism of the online world right now in the wake of commercialized AI models, those people are becoming very juicy targets, and the
Yeah,
consequences could be pretty severe for them. That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below.
basically.
The video sponsor, of course,
Yeah,
Ground News,
anyone who
locals
knows
and
about
Patreon,
language
channel
models,
memberships, etc.,
large
etc.
language
Special
models,
deals and more.
programming,
But I'll cut
coding,
it there and stop rambling.
right?
As always,
Anything that
thank
has
you
to
all for watching.
do with
Question
basically the
everything,
tech
and
sphere,
have a nice night.
yeah, they're gonna know that this is an issue. A big issue. Fucking right. I mean, I don't even have to show half of the people that know about tech issues this, because they probably already fucking know this. But yeah, this is your real fucking issue right here. You got so many people fucking doing this shit. Right, and you can see number of active bots in the last. Right, it keeps going down and up. Not only that, but you also got other sites too, right? I don't know if they do this. I don't know if they track the same amount. Oh, I have to sign up. I have to use it. Uh. Yeah, and unfortunately, for some of these DDoS, like for some of these events, you kind of have to be physically there, and that's kind of shady. Because you don't know if that person's gonna have a fucking firearm or something, right? You don't know what type of people these people are. They could literally be anyone, or your average Joe. But yeah, if you really wanted to, yeah, some of these you physically have to go to and find these things. 'Cause it's yeah, because people do some human ingenuity to do some shady shit, some shady shit. Uh oh no, that one. Oh, Bitdefender has one. Let's see if all these are the same. Ethiopia. Oh no. Yeah, no, not all of them are the same. So some sites are probably in certain areas. But yeah, as you can see, these are all the attacks that are happening, that are being tracked. Right, and you can see that there's obfuscation, they're trying to get into directory or URL, right? They're bypassing shit, they're getting over HTTP server, right? They're doing a lot of shit. Right, they're phishing, worming, Austria. That was just constant Austria. United States. What the fuck is happening in SSH International? GPs and monolith. DNS. It's moving so fast I can't read all of it. Well, yeah. Right, and all of these show a different all these show a different amount of attacks happening. Oh, and then you can. The United States is like all the way over here. Where is it? Past it, but. Wait, what? Why doesn't it show United States here? What the fuck? Okay, weird. Whatever. Tajikistan. Greenland in 289. Albania. Yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of fucking places getting attacked. Or there's a fucking shit popping off. Brazil. TCP connection, volumetric, fragmentation, application. Most active countries. Oh yeah, different. Oh. May 16th. Oh, this only goes to May 16th, 2021. Oh, where's the date on this? Where is this? So this is a oh well, this is what was back in the day that happened. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of shit happening. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, this is the issue. This is the issue with everything. Fucking Russia, Ukraine, Pakistan, everywhere. Eat the bugs. Eat the bugs.